He stood there on the deck of the boat, just enjoying his cruise. The sun was setting and the sky looked as if God had just simply painted it himself. The wind was blowing one of those strong breezes off of the salt air ocean. It made you just feel alive. And as he stood just soaking it all in, he noticed in the corner of his eye an elderly woman who was standing by the railing. And she was holding both sides of her wide-brimmed sun hat. And that salt water breeze that was blowing in the air was blowing up her dress, full Marilyn Monroe style. He began to wrestle internally about what his response should be. He didn't want to embarrass her, but he did feel that she should know that her dress was blowing up. So very respectfully, he approached her and said, "Ma'am, I don't want to embarrass you, but I want to let you know the wind is blowing up your dress and you have exposed yourself." Very calmly, she turned to the man and said, "Son, anything you see below this dress has been with me for over 80 years. But I just purchased this hat yesterday, and I'm not about to lose it." Isn't that how most of us respond to change? We hold tightly to what we believe matters the most, even while everything around us is changing. Well, the winds of change are blowing again, and much like the internet did over 20 years ago, AI, or artificial intelligence, is changing our lives, the way that we live and the way that we work and the way that we connect. Apple has Apple Intelligence. Google has Google Gemini. Meta has Meta AI. And let's not forget about ChatGPT. But just like that woman standing on the cruise ship, many of us are standing holding tightly to what's most comfortable. And it's not because it's what matters most, it's just because it's what we know. Because we resist change. We're fearful of change. We fear what we don't know or what we don't understand. And when it comes to artificial intelligence, we fear being replaced. But here's the thing that we all understand. As we all struggle to cope together with change, we have commonality. Because every one of us struggle and resist. That's why you will cling to clothing styles. Guys, that shirt you should have thrown out a long time ago. Ladies, that dress that you promise you're going to wear again just as soon as it comes back in style. That's why you can hear a song from your favorite decade and you will declare, "Now that's real music." But here's my concern. The more tightly we hold to this fear, the more likely we are to miss what matters most. And that's that AI can do almost anything except be human. And in that gap is our greatest opportunity. Today, I want to talk to you about what AI can teach us about being better humans. Let's face it, AI is amazing. From the kitchen to the classroom to the clinic, it's making life easier, smoother, and more efficient. You can ask a question and you can get an answer in seconds. You can write a sentence and it can make you sound like a poet, even if you struggle with your grammar. It can translate in real time, allowing us to talk to anyone from anywhere around the world. It's helping teachers write lesson plans for students who learn differently. It's helping business owners write emails and track inventory and even automate their work while they sleep. It's helping doctors detect and discover diseases. In Japan, a woman was struggling with cancer, and they could not figure out why she wasn't getting any better. So the doctors turned to AI, and they submitted over 20 million medical research documents, along with this woman's genetic information. And in under 10 minutes, AI discovered something that the doctors had missed. This woman did not have the kind of cancer that they thought that she had. She had a rare genetic mutation. And this discovery changed both her diagnosis and her treatment. See, for this woman, AI wasn't just helpful, it saved her life. And the most amazing part is that it never gets tired. It never takes a day off. It doesn't need a vacation. It's never discouraged, and it's never distracted. And if you think about it, that can almost be intimidating. It can make every one of us think, well, what's the use of even trying? But in that question, that's the light bulb moment. Because for all AI can do, it has its limits, very human limits. See, AI has shown us that of all that it can do, it can't replace who we are. See, AI can mimic emotion, but it can't feel. AI can recognize patterns of pain, but it's never experienced it. It can analyze the words, "I'm sorry," but it's never had to say it with that lump in its throat or that knot in its stomach. It could compose a love song, but it's never had its heart broken. It can compose a eulogy, but it's never grieved by a graveside. See, compassion is not a line of code. Connection can't be computed. Empathy does not run on an algorithm. See, even though machines become more capable, it actually reveals that you and I are irreplaceable. That's why Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, the company that's behind ChatGPT, they're spending millions of dollars to make AI not only smarter or faster and more human, but more socially aware and emotionally intelligent. Because even the pioneers of this new technology understand that intelligence alone is not enough. What's missing is us. So that brings us to a choice. If the world's smartest machines are trying to be more human, what's preventing us from being the best humans that we can be? Here's our opportunity. The smarter AI gets, the more essential our humanity becomes. Because it's shown something very interesting, that our greatest value is not found in what we do. Our greatest value is found in who we are. In 1996, I was just a kid with one big wish on my Christmas list. And it was the toy of the season, the very hard to find Nintendo 64. And in 1996, you didn't just log online, place an order, and then track it with an app. You had to go out and you had to hunt. And that Christmas season, my dad, he went full mission mode. He searched high and low for that Nintendo 64. And just before Christmas, he learned that a local toy store was getting one last shipment. So he got up very early in the morning. He drove to the mall. He stood in line and he waited for those doors to open. And as soon as they did, he was one of the first inside to pull a Nintendo into his hands. It was a great moment until another dad decided to take it from him. And that was a bad idea. My dad was a 5'6" Superman. Words were exchanged that I won't share today. A fight broke out. But when the dust settled, my dad left that mall with a Nintendo 64 and a police escort. But that Christmas morning, I opened the one gift that I had been so excited about. And you know, looking back, it's not just about the Nintendo. It's about what my dad was willing to do for me. See, my dad's no longer with me. And that's one of my most cherished memories. And I still have that Nintendo. See, it wasn't just a gift. It was love in action. AI can help you write your Christmas list. It can even help you find the best deal. But it can't fight for someone you love in a toy store. AI can't care, but you can. AI can't sit in silence to comfort a friend, but you can. AI can't give a hug to someone who's hurting, but you can. AI can't provide food or clothes or shelter, but you can. See, these are things that machines will never master because these things don't come from logic. They come from love. So instead of fearing what AI might replace, what if we lean into what it reveals? And that's that the world doesn't need more perfectly optimized people. The world needs more people who are kind, who are caring, and who are compassionate. So here's your invitation. In a world full of artificial intelligence, be an authentic human. Be the kind of person that leaves the people and the places that you go better than you found them. Because the smartest thing that you can do is care. Sure, AI is going to write faster, it's going to think faster, it's going to decide faster, but only we can love deeply. Only we can cry together, and only we can heal what a machine can't even see. The smartest thing about AI is that it's shown what it can't be, and that's our greatest strength. Because what makes us human has never been our speed, it's never been our skill, or even our productivity. It's always been our presence. So our greatest contribution to the future won't be how well we keep up with the machines. It'll be how well we live out what makes us irreplaceable. So let's build a world that's not only smarter, let's build a world that's more human.